Does Luffy need to awaken or need Gear 5 to defeat Kaido?
You want to go first?
Oh, you go first.
I don't think he needs to awaken, personally. And I also probably wouldn't like it. I do think Gear 5th needs to come, or at least another Gear 4th form. Because I think even with Advanced Conqueror's Haki and Bound Man or Snake Man or Tank Man, whatever like he whips out, will not be enough pop to put Kaido down. So I think Gear 5th needs to come, or at least another Gear 4th form that allows him even more strength than what he has now, in conjunction with Advanced Conquerors and Rio. So personally, I don't think awakening is necessary. I think it would just be a lot to do that. Like that would be like, what was that, 3 or 4 power-ups in one arc for Luffy? That's a lot. I mean, that's even me saying that, because I'm all about the power-ups. That's a lot. I just think that's too much to put into one character for one time. I fully subscribe to the Gear 5th. I need it. But yeah, I can go.
Lawrence?
In all honesty, it would make sense for him to need it. I don't say that he should have it, because I feel like Oda should have that for another arc, because this one was heavily Haki and especially Conquerors based. Even though we still had, for example, Law and Kid stress their awakening abilities, like introducing that into the show during the Wano arc. But Luffy's showing his main focus was his Haki and Conquerors. So he does need it because he's fighting a monster powerhouse like Kaido, and Luffy's not there yet. He needs to keep growing. So strength-wise, I can see why he could need awakening, but I agree with Sebastian as in saying Oda should save the awakening for another arc, maybe even next one. But right now, there's many speculations about Luffy getting showing another aspect of his Gear 4th. Like, so you sent me that Tiger Man. Mm-hmm. You know, to me, I hope in the Gear 5th, I hope the next for Luffy and Gear, if he does have another Gear 4th like Tiger Man, I hope that's separate from Gear 5th. I hope it's another form. I'm hoping Gear 5th would be more of all, the gears together, being Luffy's final gear, I guess, in a way. I mean, it could be more, but I like to see a well-rounded Luffy with all the gears in one, boosting his power, his speed, to try to catch up to the overwhelming strength that is Kaido. So I think that's what's needed with Luffy, to show that, because right now he definitely needs... the power he has now is not enough to stop Kaido or put him down. So he needs to overwhelm Kaido with tremendous power. Even though all the shots she's landing is still not enough. So he needs to heavily increase his power now. All
right. For me, I would go the Awakening route. And I think the Awakening route will include Gear 5. And I think, like I've said, the Yonko are supposed to be these super powerhouses that have reigned for years. And you're not supposed to just catch up in 2 weeks or 3 months or even 2 years. You're supposed to find these people unbeatable. So Luffy just learning something during this fight is the same problem I said Katakuri was facing, where like he just saw Luffy learn something and then got beat, which is like kind of unfair, and it speaks more to plot. So if I'm gonna look at like Kaido, and he's supposed to be the baddest person in the show right now, then Luffy shouldn't be able to surmount him with something he's going to just learn. I think he needs everything at his disposal. So I would say the Awakening will lead to Gear 5, but he will need both in order to beat Kaido still. Because Kaido is just that guy. But that's about it.
That makes sense, because in a way, Kid and Law couldn't beat Big Mom without their awakening.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing. I do hope it may lead to it, but I hope Gear 5th and Awakening are separate. Even if it leads to his Awakening, it's fine. But I hope Luffy's Gear 5th, if he has one, is different from his Awakening.
I second that.
Yeah.
We do